Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another. I'm calling this Farmhouse Meets Boho. So, we're going to roll. and just a little bit across the front. Part, the little drawer part, can be just as tricky. I'm not kidding. But it's worth it in the end because you have a really pretty project. wax on it because I want to make sure that it holds good, because I only use hot glue to hold them down. And I love the look of it. And I'm going in and gluing it, trying not to get burned. I have finger protectors, but I don't know why I don't wear them. It's really weird. I need to wear those things. Here's the finished project, guys. I don't know why my camera's moving so fast. But yeah, you could use it without the flowers or just put the lid on it. And I ask if you like my DIYs. If you like my projects, you hit the like, subscribe, share, and that post notification bell. Going to keep you informed every time that I upload a video. Thank you all for stopping by. Have a blessed day.